speaking thing.
That's a good phrase. That came up. We did this in Essex as well. Unconditional love. What does that mean, unconditional love to you?
You haven't got to perform to get it. Just be you.
Do you believe you deserve love?
Yeah. Shock somebody else's turn, no joke. That's it. My glass ceiling's gone.
You don't. Okay, I'm not doing okay. I'll go to the other side. Or okay. What are your thoughts on that? Have you experienced unconditional love? Okay. Okay.
I'll just share something, Jill.
Yes,
I'm just called to say this, that Jill and I watched a programme last night called SOS DIY. Did anyone else see it?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we were watching that programme and we both go,
Yeah. Got my hankies on.
and those parents who were looking after those kids at Great Ormond Street, that is unconditional love without a shadow of a doubt. And what those guys were doing for the parents was incredible and unbelievable, and it brought us both to tears, didn't it, really? So that is unconditional love.
And we've known people that worked on that programme, and everybody there gives their time and everything there for nothing. So the guy that donated his garden, that would have, you know, that was him as a gift. The guy from Chelsea that donated the garden, every single person with those buckets of mud donated their time. Professional gardeners, carpenters, everything, it's all free. So Great Ormond Street, you're going to get the benefit of that. It's a lovely garden. Have you been and seen it yet or not?
I'm there on Friday next week.
Yeah. It's been there a little while though, I think, isn't it? Go and see, go and sit in it. Feel the love that it was making. It was amazing.
It's interesting you draw love as a heart, and we all accept that the heart is a love feeling, and I'm sure this is the same for everybody. When you feel love, whether it's on a family member or someone you care for or whatever, it's a feeling here, it's a gut, no, it's not even a gut wrenching, it's an ache here, you can feel it. And that's why I think people have associated love with the heart. It's in this region here and it hurts. Yeah, just a comment.
So love hurts sometimes?
Aches. Aches. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Let's do this before we carry on. Thank you for being here. Linda, tell us what your thoughts on love.
What's on that? I mean, love for me is about, it is the unconditional. It's, you know, it's, I do things because I want to do them or I feel the need to do them, not because I expect anything in return.
Yeah.
And I think I've had this discussion at another group, and you know, about people, how some people, you know, the way they can be showered with gifts. For them, like if you're talking about your partner or whatever, it's like, oh well, as long as I'm getting these nice gifts, well, that would not be for me at all.
Well, there are supposedly 5 languages of love, aren't there?
Yeah.
one of them is gift giving.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the others are, but there's people can't categorise it.
Yeah.
But I think looking back at evasion is what they are. See him later, he'll tell you what they are. Going back to unconditional love, it's true, we do some real crap things for people because we love them, don't we? And it doesn't hurt. How many times you get up in the middle of the night to feed your baby and you're tired, yeah, but you wouldn't dream of not doing it because it's just like that's what you do and that's what you love to do because that's for that person. And then when they're teenagers, you pick them up at midnight from a disco and, you know, hold their hair when they throw up.
Exactly.
You do what you have to do. And, you know, and if they're grateful, then that's a bonus.
When you get a call
But
from
you do
the
it
police
anyway.
station telling you that they've just been nicked.
And you love them anyway. You love them till it hurts. Okay.
Never stops, does it?
So
for me, what comes to mind in the context of this community is, if you remember, the old website was a picture of the circle, and we talk about it being inspired, and we talk about these entities that if you like orbit the community, and we bring the notion of ephemeralisation, in other words, doing less and less and less and less with more. And for me, the ultimate ephemeralisation is love, because there is no mandate, there's no contract, there's no, you know, and we've got a legal person, or at least one, they must wonder why the hell do these guys don't even have a members agreement. Everything here is pretty much done on the bond of our words and our commitment to make a difference. And I think the backdrop for that, I think the energy that keeps that together is love. And we've been very mindful from day one, before any members were around, that this was a love organisation. It was predicated on choice. The choice to choose to be here, the choice to come, is to empower people to choose and participate for themselves because it's who they are. And for me, that love is expressed every meeting. I hear stories of what collaborators do outside of here. It's kind of mingles in, and I agree with everything that's there. But for me, in terms of the context of this community, is we choose to be here to engage and participate together and share and listen to each other. And I think even the genius slot on the slot.
You haven't heard it yet.
But even the genius slot and the known be known is as much about the person in the front room as the people witnessing that person's evolution. You know, and I think we had a taste of it earlier on with Scott, you know, doing his first known be known, and what he became doing that first one, and now he did a genius slot a couple of weeks ago, and who he's become is because we've been pulling for that as a community. And I think that's what love means for me within this context, is that we're pulling for each other's greatness and accepting people where they are. You know, we can all find limits, we can all find the lack in people, but actually looking for their greatness and their genius and their innate wisdom it takes a bit more effort, it takes a different place.
So it's all very easy for us to talk about love for our husbands or our wives or our partners or our children or our parents, but actually the love within the Be Collaboration community as a core value, I think that kind of sums it up. So did you anticipate being in this space and going, I love you, Claudia, I love you.
I love you.
And it's easy, isn't it? It's kind of a natural thing, because although we don't know each other, I want to say the word intimately, we don't know each other that well. We only meet at meetings. We've only had 1 or 2 occasions where we've met outside of meetings, but actually I feel I know you probably better than some of my friends that I see, and we just go down the pub and we have a drink and we don't, you know, I know you, I know your heart, I know where you're coming from. So therefore I can happily say, I love you.
So I was going to say, it's next to it vulnerability.
Yes.
Because you have to be, you can't love people if you're not vulnerable to them.
No.
And if you are in a space where you are vulnerable, you're essentially opening yourself up, opening yourself up for love as well.
Yeah, and being authentic within that as well.
Is it about, I'm a newcomer, so, but I'm just guessing it's about being able to disagree and critique rather than criticise, I guess.
I'd call that contribute as well, you know, like in that space.
But it's like Scott tells a story about how somebody came up to him after his first launch and said, can I give you some, you know, words of, you know, how to make it better kind of thing. And he said normally he would have struggled with somebody going, there's something wrong with what you've just done. He said, and he said the words were hard to hear because obviously it was something I'd done, I could have done better. I said, but I respected that person and I took those words on board and it was useful information. So he didn't, you know, his old self would have gone, oh, look at it, what's that for? Great. But actually his new self went, oh, okay, you've got a point. You're interested, yeah, I'm listening. It's being open and as I say, being vulnerable as well. It's a powerful thing. And I think what Lakshmi's saying, being able to disagree, you're in a safe space, so it's a lovely thing. But you know what, even if you're in a safe space and you're being open and honest, if you haven't got kind of bonds there, then you're not going to listen to what they're saying. So you're not going to be able to hear them disagree, I don't think.
For me also, it's without proximity and it's without time. Meaning that, you know, distance between doesn't dilute the love, and the time you stay, you're in presence or not presence doesn't dilute it either.
No.
That's when you know it's true, it's love, as opposed to you like someone and you know it's that feeling what Mitch talked about is there whether they're there or not.
Yeah. And isn't it funny when you're thinking of somebody on the phone and you're going, oh, I was just thinking about you. It's kind of like that bond is there. That you
Yeah.
kind of connect.
You also love people you don't like, as I've had occasion
Yeah,
to say.
Yes. Yeah. I will always love you.
I will always love you.
Yeah.
I don't like you right now. Everybody
I've had one of
aspires
those
to be
this
loved,
morning.
don't they? Everybody aspires to be loved. And it's
Yes.
the most widely used word in the song title ever
Yeah.
in the world.
And I think as
In
well,
songs?
Yeah, love.
Yeah.
I think as well we need to not be flippant about it. We need to not take it for granted, and we need to realise what a powerful force it is that can unite people and create this ephemeralisation where we've got something that's powerful and strong and connected. But don't throw the love word out willy-nilly. It's something to be revered and cherished all the time. And on that note, I think I shall stop and hand over to Colin, who's going to be talking about...
Well done, Jill.